Good morning, everybody, or good evening, actually. Um, this is the third and final presentation that we're giving you, uh, highlighting the reopening of our parish. You may have seen the sign on Route 12 out there saying, reopening, amen, welcome home. And we're trying to make kind of a big deal of it. And this week, I just want to basically focus on something that's so very important to our parish, and that is families. Okay? Um, we try to do everything we can. We have this indoor church that we're in right now, so beautiful. But as I hope most of you know, that we have that outdoor chapel that is absolutely beautiful and helpful to us. We were so lucky that Rick Malone, parishioner, dug up the two big boulders out of his field and put them out there to construct an altar. And we continue to work on it little by little to make it a more beautiful place for people to come and to visit. And so, just so you know, that we'll continue to have outdoor mass there every Saturday at 5 o'clock, all during the summer. So I'd like to just say a few things. You know, you remember Hillary Clinton. She had that saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And I think you know the strength of this family, the strength of a family is that you have help from others, you have support, thank God. We have what we might call the school family, the church family, many other groups that foster the formation of these little people entrusted to us. The common denominator in all of these kinds of families is that every person, every adult, every child is treated as a precious child of God. I was with a family recently here from St. Richard's. They were in the emergency room in Worcester with their teenage daughter, and it was very scary. And I went in to visit them, and there were also two other couples there from the parish who were friends of theirs, and they were just there for support. They were fielding telephone calls, that kind of thing, bringing coffee. They stayed in the waiting room, just being present. And that was so impressive to me, so sacred. Thank God for our friends. This couple was repeating to me over and over again. That's the power of family. It's bigger than just, mom, dad, and the kids. It can be all kinds of people in your extended family. And I remember last year there was one young family that the mother was having a problem, and some of her friends around here got together and created this system where people would bring her a meal every night. And you could sign up on the internet for it. And so I signed up. I wanted to be part of this. And I was lucky enough to be able to do this a few times myself. And, I do make a very good beef stew. And they were able to eat that. Even the kids liked it, which you know how that goes. The kids like the food, that's something else. So again and again, we have dozens and dozens of good people here in our parish that help our parish family as volunteers and very odd and multifaceted ministries around here. And the statistics will tell you, and my experience tells me, the people who are involved in their parish family, in addition to going to Mass on Sunday, if they've got some involvement outside, they tend to do better. They tend to be more happy with their faith. They tend to have a greater satisfaction in their life, and they tend to feel blessed by being part of a community. And so we even send a greeting card every month to some of the elder members of our family. Everybody who's 75 years or older gets a card from me every month. And it's important because nobody gets a lot of mail today except for bills. And the elderly don't get much mail at all. And they miss that. And so for them to get a card every month, just saying that we here at St. Richard's are thinking of them and praying for them, it means a great deal. And sometimes when I visit their homes, they've got the cards all lined up on a counter or television or someplace, and they say, "Oh, here's my cards," and they're so grateful. So there's many ways of expressing who we are. What I'm trying to say then is that family, what family does, all kinds of family, it's about connection. It's about sharing love. And specifically, I think what our big emphasis today is that families provide children with hope. I hope the parish does that. I hope that all the groups you belong to do it. I hope your family does it. Uh, Hope is the most important thing. And from the time a baby is born, I've talked with there are certain people that go to ERs or NIC units, that kind of thing, and they sit in a rocking chair and they hold these babies. They're volunteers. And the reason for that is they don't want the babies to be left alone, because every time you smile at a baby or pick them up, that changes the baby's life. They come into the world knowing that they're welcome, that it's a safe place, that they're protected. All these messages, and they'll never remember them with everything that goes on in their little minds, but it sets a tone for them. And that's what families do. Every time we love a child and provide for a child, are gentle with a child, we're creating something magnificent that's going to last for decades and decades. And I know this is all a bunch of ideals for people to hear. And I know that most of you are so busy with so many tasks that it's hard to find time to do all the so-called extra things that are really so very important. The demands on your time are just too much. I understand that. And I wish there was a way that I could help ease your burdens, and I got to tell you, I happen to be very good at laundry and ironing. I'm very good at housekeeping. I know how to do cooking and shopping. I'm not offering myself to help you, but I do hope you have family and friends that can help you if you're that stretched. We need that. That's a beautiful thing. But here at St. Richard's, I want to say that as our parish family continues to grow, one of the biggest things we have here that we're proud of is our religious education program. So I've asked Mrs. Gallivan just to be here with me for a minute and say a few words about how we're going to reopen our program in a new way, and maybe some of the things that are worthy of being highlighted, so that the families who have registered their children already can get excited about what's going to happen here in September. Susie?
Well, we're really looking forward to opening up in person this year, because we didn't realize the value of that till it was taken away from us. And we thank you all so much for bearing with us with all the remote learning. And with that in mind, I've been listening as people have been talking about the program being engaging, and a little more interactiveness would be good. And we just reviewing a new series here by the Jesuits. It's really excellent. It's called Finding God. And what I really like about it is, apart from the fact that it's very colorfully laid out, there's also a little symbol on every other page where the kids can click on with their cell phone or the teacher, and it becomes an interactive program, whether it's saying a prayer, singing a hymn, doing a little quiz at the end of each chapter for review. And myself and Mrs. Kimball yesterday were actually having quite a lot of fun with it. So I think you're going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be partially the reading element, but also some interactive things. And you can also, the pages are perforated, so as we complete each lesson, the child can take it home. We often hear from parents, we don't really know what they're doing in CCD. So this is an opportunity to take the lesson home, and mum and dad can click on and scan with their cell phone and see what they've learned and go through a review. Because we know that you're the primary teachers of your children. And if you support us in sharing the faith, it'll be a win-win for everybody, and especially for your children and your home. And I think parents will enjoy it and get engaged. And I know our teachers will be happy to have a new program. And this is put together by the Jesuits and by Loyola Press. And they do a nice job with everything they do. So we look forward to seeing you in September, late September. We usually give you a couple of weeks to settle into school. And the one thing we have learned from doing remote learning is that it's possible. So this might bring us towards snowstorms. We may not have to cancel CCD the night of a snowstorm, we might be able to do a brief 30-minute lesson over Zoom and not lose that whole lesson. So it's something to think about. It's not carved in stone, but I think it's something we can all tune into, and that way we don't pull on by adding extra lessons in the summer. But I would encourage you to come to Mass with your children. That's probably, outside of signing them up for CCD, the most important thing you can do. And I think especially the children would enjoy the outdoor Mass. It's very engaging, it's not too long, and they have the beauty of nature all around them. What better place to celebrate the wonders of God? Yes,
Thank you,
Father.
Susan.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I just want to mention that this coming Saturday, though it's Father's Day weekend, at that Saturday Mass, we are going to have all the kids that are traveling with Susan on the mission trip. They're going to come to that Mass so we can bid them farewell and pray for them. They'll all be wearing the special T-shirts that are designed for them. We also have 6 high school graduates that are going to receive scholarships at that Mass. 6 of our kids that are graduating and going on to college and stuff. And that's part of how we celebrate St. Richard's as the family. And so again, I want to reiterate with Susan, please help your kids to see their CCD and their church going as a priority, a real priority. I know it's hard, but you got to put church first. I can't say it enough. I would even say this, that it is non-negotiable. It just is. Because, I believe sports are wonderful, but I think if you let your kid miss Mass to go to a game, it might not seem like much, but it's a dangerous message, dangerous precedent. So, we're praying for you constantly because you parents especially are co-creators with God. When your child was baptized, you accepted that job to work with God to foster hope and create hope-filled human beings. And also this Saturday, and I think many of you know this, for everybody listening, we started a rock garden out at the outdoor altar, and everybody's been invited to bring a rock, no bigger than a fist. You can paint it, you can bring it plain, you can get it from anywhere, you can bring it in memory of someone, or you can bring several. And we're putting them all together in a circle, and that will be the idea that we are all the living stones that make up this parish, that we are the church. The church is not the institution, or the church is not Rome. The church is us. We are the people of God. So in conclusion, thank you for listening, and thank you for all the wonderful examples that you are providing for your children. I would like to say in conclusion, I have to acknowledge one special group of people here at St. Richard's, and that is the grandparents. They are so important to our families. And it's so beautiful to see so many of them, how they are such good examples of faith. And I've thought a lot about it. I don't know why, but I guess by the time you're old enough to have grandchildren, you've experienced enough of life to know what's really important. And that's really a precious gift that you can be a grandparent in your family. And you do a wonderful job. Thank you for that. So again, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, it's time to come back to the parish. It's safe now. We're going to begin worship on a regular basis, and we look forward to seeing you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to mention hot dogs for us?
Oh yeah, after the Mass this weekend, we're going to have hot dogs and a cookout outside. So bring your lawn chair. A lot of people do that, bring their lawn chairs to Mass. And the Knights of Columbus are going to provide us with a nice little supper as a way to celebrate the official opening of St. Richard's once again. So I hope to see you there.